All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right. Thank you. Yes, the Bomb and Phantoms. This is the last day I'm going to put up with that Bomb and Phantoms joke. I'm very excited. I'm very honored to be here. I know this is supposed to be about like Kevin and Jay, but keeping with Hollywood tradition, I'd like to make it about me. You know, appropriate. You know, when I came out to LA in the early '90s, I was a struggling actor, and I couldn't even
Can you even speak? Project.
There we go. It was back. So I came out to LA. I was a struggling actor, and I was sort of awkward and big and goofy looking, and I guess I must have been kind of off-putting because I couldn't even get an audition for like the leading roles of anything. But every time some project showed up, the casting director would be like, "They're not interested in you for any of the main parts, but there is a kind of a douchey, unpleasant villain that we think you would be right for." And so I played that part in School Ties. I was the douchey anti-Semite. Dazed and Confused, I was the annoying villain who chased people around with a paddle. And then one director had the singular vision to cast me as the annoying, douchey guy with the suit in Mallrats, for which I will be forever grateful. One of them was the director of the movie. He was a guy who could not stop talking about himself. And the other one was the director's friend, who had only ever acted one time before in a black and white movie called Clerks. And the two of them had a kind of a special relationship that I couldn't quite figure out. They were either brothers or best friends or a surrogate father and a wayward son or possibly husband and wife. You know, they were sweet, but they cursed like sailors, to be honest. In fact, this is a true story. I subsequently did a USO tour and was taken on an aircraft carrier, and the XO said, you know, some of these guys curse like Jay and Silent Bob. So, the off-screen dynamic they had was really kind of adorable because, you know, in the movies, the big one followed the little one around, but in real life, the little one followed the bigger one around all the time. So whether they were working or not, they were kind of always together, like Snoopy and Woodstock by way of Bill and Ted, sort of, or Bert and Ernie by way of Cheech and Chong. They were loyal to each other for whatever reason, and suddenly they were loyal to this guy from Boston who they barely knew, and they made me part of their View Askew family. And the little one would say kind of nonsensical things like snoogans and snoochie boochies and call people used guys. And the bigger one would say nonsensical things like, Mallrats gonna make $100 million. It's only off by 98 million. Even more nonsensical, he said, I'm gonna make you the lead of my next movie. And they may say a lot of nonsensical things, but they don't bullshit. And I did get a big role in the director's next movie, and the next one, and the next one, and the next one. And for a while, I really feel like we were like Scorsese and De Niro. You know, if none of Scorsese and De Niro's movies got critical acclaim, or made any money, or got any awards, and we're all set in New Jersey. So his little friend was kind of our Joe Pesci character, the motor mouth clown who amused everybody, but who you kind of knew was somehow secretly sort of a genius. And we built our careers together while laughing and learning about the movie business. We dreamed our dreams together until a lot of them came true, and it was really the most fun I ever had making movies. Absolutely the least profitable, but the most fun for sure. In fact, you know, I really owe Kevin for starting my own career off as a filmmaker. When I was doing Mallrats, I kept telling him how I was, you know, me and my friend, we wanted to write the script, and, you know, I finally got the courage up and asked him to read it. And I flew out of town, I came back, and he pulled me aside and he said, I want you to know, I started reading your script on the toilet. I said, thank you. And he goes, I didn't get off until I finished it. Which turns out was Kevin's highest form of praise. But he was very encouraging. The idea that like some guy with no connections and no money and no, in my case, education to speak of, could actually like get a movie made and have something to say and make a contribution. And he's an executive producer on that movie. And my really principal main regret about the Oscars and that whole movie is that on Oscar night I neglected to thank Kevin because I was kind of overwhelmed, and there really would be no Good Will Hunting script, certainly wouldn't have gotten made without him. So I want to take this opportunity to remedy that pretend that I'm on the stage at the Oscars and say, thank you, Kevin Smith, very, very much.